Traders, welcome back to the hot seat. We've got Dan Cook in the building, coming all the way from Abu Dhabi. Dan, it's good to have you, buddy. Thanks for being on.
Good to be on here. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So, in the hot seat, everybody, we like to ask you, the trader, how you're using Tradezella. So, over the next 5 to 10 minutes, Dan's going to walk us through some of his favorite features. We're going to look at some of his trading stats. Dan, real quick for the people that maybe don't know you yet, I know you're on Twitter, you're starting to create some content around trading. How long have you been trading? We were talking about this briefly, but give everybody else the details real quick.
Yeah, so I've been trading for about 3 years now. And when I say I've been trading for 3 years, I've been learning for the vast majority of it and then sort of getting into the live trading later on.
Sure.
I kind of came across trading when I was in lockdown in Shanghai and I just went down the rabbit hole of trading and I remember placing a trade on eToro, lost $2 on a $5 trade. I was like, oh, I don't like this. And I kind of closed it immediately and thought, well, I need to learn this properly. And I just went down a rabbit hole for 2 years, learning loads about it. And then I started getting into live trading in about April 2024. So I took a good couple of years learning the craft, really spending the time getting to know the industry and learning all about it before jumping into live
It's such
back
a
in
good thing to
April.
do, bro, because so many people jump into live trading and end up blowing a bunch of money before they
Yeah,
realize, oh, maybe I should have learned before I
a-
threw money at
absolutely.
this.
But there's so many stories online about this. So
Oh,
if
yeah,
you just really look and open your ears and like look at what other people have done, like there's so many horror stories and so many warnings for you to do this properly, treat it
100%.
professionally.
So when, talk about being professional, when did you start using Tradezella in that timeline? When did you start tracking and everything?
Yeah, I mean, I remember first coming across Tradezella when Umar Ashraf first posted about it because I thought, I tried to follow the best people from the very start, and obviously he's one of the goats in the industry. There's no
For
doubt
sure.
about that. And I remember him talking about it. So I reckon I must have been one of the first people to actually buy it
Really?
and get stuck, yeah, and get stuck into it. And I absolutely loved it. I mean, it looks so different to what it was back then. These
Yeah.
guys just keep leveling up the game. But for me, I wouldn't be where I am now with my trading if it wasn't for Tradezella. And
Love
that's
it.
not just a simple plug. That is genuinely, genuinely
Can you tell
honest.
us
Like
why? What specifically has it helped you with?
it's just helped me, first of all, to collect my reflections, to collect the data as well in a clear way. The good old days a couple of years ago, putting everything into a spreadsheet and typing things onto a Microsoft Word document. It
Oh, you
it
don't
just
miss that,
wasn't
bro? You don't
effective.
miss it? All the extra work and
Oh,
all the extra
on,
like, if you did the formula wrong, it would screw up the whole thing, remember?
even with your best intentions, it is so hard to keep that going
Yeah,
consistently, regularly, and be able to use it in a meaningful way. But Tradezella just brings it all together and it really allows you to use everything you need to be able to level up your trading for
for
sure.
sure. So tell me day to day, what's it look like for you? You wake up, you start trading. Do you go to Tradezella first? Do you do
S-
charts first? Like, what's the flow look like? Because maybe some people are listening, they're like, okay, do I just use this at the end of the day? Like, how do I use this?
My day is going to sound very different to other people's day because, especially of where I live. So, I live in Abu Dhabi. So, for me, the New York Open isn't until 5:30 p.m. in
Yeah,
the evening,
yeah.
which works very well for my day job because I'll have my day job as a school teacher during the day, go and work, come back in the evening, spend some time with the wife, and then I'll get on to Tradezella and I'll start working on my checklist, doing things like that. I've even got a morning checklist as well. So, once I've set up my lessons for the day in school, I'll go on my morning checklist, make sure I've got everything ticked off there. And then when I come back after my work in the evening, work on my pre-market checklist, make sure I've got everything laid out, marked up, ready to go. So I'm fully organized. So that's what Tradezella has been able to do for me, is just fully organize my day. And then by the time 5:30 p.m. comes, I'm ready.
100%. That's an interesting lifestyle at that 5:30 PM because, like for
Yeah.
us, I'm Florida, so I'm waking up 6, 5:30, and then I've got the morning with the kid, and then from,
Yeah.
now until the end of the day, markets are open, so it's
Yeah.
it's difficult. But, like,
Yeah.
knowing that you have all of that time, you have to be structured. You have to be diligent. So let's get into some of this. Let's talk about what have been some of the, because since you've been using it so long, I'm curious, what have been some of the
Mm.
things you're using Tradezella to improve in your trading? And maybe if you want
Yeah.
to show us reports or any of the report cards you're doing, anything like that. But what are
Yeah,
you like
sure.
thinking about right now as like a work on?
For me at the moment, if I just go on to playbooks here, you'll see here that these are my plays. And you can see four on there at the moment, but really actively at the moment, there are two plays that I'm trading, the New York bounce and the New York break, which is talking about the New York VWAP basically. And what I'm really looking for with these is, as well as looking at the stats for these playbooks, I'm in particular using the notes section here. And with this notes, what I'm looking to do is every month I'm looking to collect and collate winning trades, losing trades, taking those markups from my DRCs, my daily report cards, and then putting them in here. And this has really
Love
allowed me to use those markups in a really meaningful way, because I found that I was making my markups, but then I wasn't really looking at them again, a week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. But just putting them all in here month after month has really just helped me to just, you know, get a good idea of, what do my winners have in common? What do my losers have in common? And really have a good idea of what does my A plus setup really look like, and what do my losing trades look like. So I'm almost building my muscle memory in terms of knowing what my good setups are by having my trades in this playbook, in the notes section, and really using this. You can see I've got January here, same thing as well with my markups there as well. Same for February and into March as well. So that's been one important thing in terms of using the playbooks feature at the moment.
How much time is this taking you? Because I think people will see this and they'll be like, dude, he
Yeah.
must be doing this every day for 3 hours a day.
Yeah, it's not 3 hours a day. It's not. It's just about being consistent with it. So, for example, one of my things on my post trading checklist is playbook my trades. So after I've put my markups into my DRC, I'll just copy and paste them in here, and I'll just, as I showed at the bottom, just make a quick note on some of the things that my losers have, some of the things that my winners have. Just literally about 2-3 minutes. But it's about being consistent with this each evening, because of course, if I leave all of this until the end of the week or maybe the end of 2 weeks and I have to play catch up, then of course it's a lot of work. It's just about doing it consistently. But I do feel in trading, if you're going to take this seriously and if you're going to be profitable and you're going to really be a success in this, you've got to put the hard work in. You've got to collect your data like this and be organized.
Dude, I mean, and hard work is relative, right? This is hard work mentally, maybe, but like hard work in my brain, when you say that, I always think of trash, like truck guy, like guy picking up garbage every morning. You know what I'm saying? That's hard work. This,
Absolutely.
I think people should be grateful that they have the tools and the opportunity to sit down for an hour at the end of the day.
Yeah.
The big thing though, you brought it together like really, really well. You said you do it every day,
Yep.
but then you come back and do the bigger review, looking at all of it and seeing what commonalities there are at the end of the week, end
Yep.
of the month,
Yep.
whatever everybody wants to
Yep.
do. I think it's a two-part thing, everybody, and we haven't touched on that in the hot seat these videos yet, where it's like you can't just do it and think you did a good job. You then need to come back and do a more comprehensive review. Some people even do quarterly reviews, Dan. So, like, I think there's a lot of value in that. Taking all of the reviews,
Yep.
saying I did the work, and now what do we actually extract from it, right?
Yep.
What is the thing that I'm not going to do next month that's going to cause me issues or help me make more money or whatever it is, right?
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I have this built
100%.
into my pre-trading routine. So it's called my playbook review. I'll do this before the New York Open
I love that. I
starts.
love
So
that.
I have one last look of what I'm looking for.
Yep. Yep. 100%. What are you struggling with right now on the trading? Because this looks great, bro. I mean, you know me, when I see those playbooks, when I see that book map, I'm like, dude, you're getting me a little excited here, buddy.
Yeah, for me, it's blocking out all the noise,
Oh,
because
yeah.
if you look at my stats, they're pretty good. Like I'm
They're
very
very good.
happy with these stats, for this
Yeah.
quarter so far. But
It's great.
when you look at all the noise on X, because as you mentioned, I'm trying to build a presence on that platform, and you see people day after day posting green days, big wins, and yet you're walking maybe break even for the day, staying cash for the day, or with a loss for the day. It's being able to really be able to say to yourself, it's okay. It's my journey. This is my edge. I finish green, break even for the day. Fantastic. Okay, that person may finish green. Fair play to them. Well done to them. But let's focus on myself. Let's focus on me. It's you against you in this game. So
Mhm.
for me, that's one thing I'm working on. And also as well, just really cutting my losses. Because as you can see on the screen, that average win to loss trade, 1.17, I'm pretty happy with that, to be fair. But I'm actually
It's not
looking
bad.
to get that better. I want my
Yeah.
losses to be even smaller. And it may compromise my day win percentage, because you know how
It
these
might,
stats work. They sort of
of course.
balance out, don't they? But I am looking for my losses to get even smaller there over time as well.
All right, so everybody, part two, when Dan comes back on, we're going to see the 1.17. It's going to be 2.0. Last
Ooh.
question, Dan. You're not trading every day. Everybody can see right underneath us, there's a calendar.
Yeah.
Why are you not trading every day? How do you, because I totally agree with what you said about the noise. I think the Twitter thing makes it very, very, it can be very toxic. So you have to walk the line very carefully. How come you're not trading every day? Because you would buy into the noise. You would think of being like, I got to trade every day to be a trader. I got to trade all the time to be a trader. Clearly, that's not the case for
Yeah.
you.
For me, I have a very strict trading window. It is New York time, 9:30 till 11. Why?
Yeah.
Because I'm in work all day. I want to spend some time with the wife in the evening. I don't want to be stuck at my
Yeah.
desk all day. It's a very strict time window for me. And so that, based on the setups I'm looking for, there is a good chance in that small time window I may not find my setup. And at the moment, I am really focusing on those A plus setups. And it has worked for me in this quarter so far. I mean, maybe I should be exploring A, B, C plus setups as well. And this is something I'm going to work on. I'm currently collecting markups at the moment for another setup. The previous day New York VWAP breaks,
Oh,
bounces.
I love
I
that.
know you do. I know you do. And
And it could be size too. Like you could think about it, like especially using Tradezella, playbooking them and saying, okay, these lower quality setups, I'm going to size down in those for now until I build more confidence in them or find something that makes them more predictable. But definitely, definitely, I'm sure people will agree. Comment below, everybody. This is an amazing quarter, bro. I think a lot of people would kill to be profitable at all. But then, like you said, back to your previous point, you post this on Twitter, someone's going to say, "Oh, he only made 6,500." I'm about to post a video this morning of my payout, and it's from like if you know Tradeify, you can see the account number, and it says 12. So I've had 12 accounts. I've had more than that,
mm,
but it's a
mm,
payout on my 12. So I'm waiting for somebody to comment and be like, "Oh, it took them 12 accounts to get another payout,"
yeah,
because they're always
yeah,
going to have something to say, bro. They're always. But that's like I love what you said. It's you versus you, and Tradezella really does help that because it's like noise over here, but this is what's
yeah,
important. These stats don't lie.
yeah.
This is the data.
It's an attitude of gratitude. You've got to be grateful for whatever the market gives you on a day-to-day basis. Walk away, green, red, whatever, but just be grateful for whatever the market does give you on any day. I think that's really important.
I love that, dude. Everybody, I'll have Dan's Twitter down below. All the links to connect with Dan are down there. Also, if you want to sign up for Tradezella, we've got a discount code for you there. Thanks to them. Thanks to Umar. Thanks to the whole team there. Dan, thank you, buddy. This is awesome. Loved it. Loved it. 10, 12 minutes, jam-packed. Hopefully we motivated a couple of people to get on the Tradezella horse. But next thing we're doing, Dan, part 2 of the hot seat in a couple of months. We're checking on that average win
Can't
to
wait.
loss, all right?
Can't wait.